One of the things that I've taken away from working with Matt is that when I was doing it by myself, I was doing it wrong. My form was not where it needed to be. So he corrected my form on a lot of things and opened my eyes to some new exercises. One of my biggest milestones from working with Matt is that I'm toned, I feel lean, I have muscles. I never had any of that when I was doing it by myself. All the years I've worked out by myself, I could never flex and show anything. The part of Matt's program I love the most is the progressive overload customization that he does. Everything is made for me and my goals. I also love his 80-20 diet that he has me on. It helps me watch how much protein I'm taking in and showed me how much protein I was lacking in before I started working with him. It also helps me keep my carbs in check and my fats. And it showed that I was avoiding fats when they're necessary to your diet to help you gain the muscle that you need. So my doctor used to tell me that I was too thin and that I needed to put on some weight. If I ever felt ill, I would have some serious consequences. Now, I was 5'7", 110 pounds, and his goal was to get me up to 120 pounds. I was like, okay, I can do that. So I went on this whole adventure. I was going to work out at the gym, and I was going to put on all this lean muscle and be so strong, and it's a lot harder than you think to do that. So that's where Matt comes into play. He taught me about my nutrition and how I needed to have proteins, and I have all the success thanks to him. My numbers at the doctor are great, and he is so happy with where I am right now. This sucks. Since working with Matt, I feel healthy. The healthiest I've ever been, probably. I feel laser focused, so much so that I'm doing hobbies now that I only dreamed of doing. My heart arrhythmia that I had is finally under control. So when I'm doing cardio, I don't feel like I'm about to black out and fall over, which is a huge benefit. Since working with Matt, I feel so confident, so much so that I'm doing hobbies I have only dreamed of doing. So the confidence is there. I feel healthier, like the healthiest I've ever been. I have a heart arrhythmia that's under control. I never feel like I'm dizzy and about to black out like I used to, which is just a huge benefit. I'm not self-conscious anymore. I feel beautiful, and that's what matters, right? Since working with Matt, I feel so confident, so much so that I'm doing hobbies I have only dreamed of doing. So the confidence is there. I feel healthier, like the healthiest I've ever been. I have a heart arrhythmia that's under control. I never feel like I'm dizzy and about to black out like I used to, which is just a huge benefit. I'm not self-conscious anymore. I feel beautiful, and that's what matters, right?